This community has been hit by the economy so hard.
We're at the bottom, so now we're climbing up.
Anderson, Indiana once made auto parts for General Motors, but those factories have long closed. Today, times are tough, which made the economic message of Barack Obama resonate last year.
I was really amazed at the number of people that were for him.
His tone offered a very appealing candidacy to many Hoosiers.
The only thing I'm worried about is if things don't start looking a little better before the next election.
While it did vote Democratic this time, it's still basically a conservative town. And after nearly 100 days of the Obama presidency, we checked around to see what people were thinking. For the city's government, one law in particular is beginning to have an impact.
Here is the actual beginning of the whole entire Recovery Act.
There's hope that the president's economic stimulus will have a big effect.
If we just had about $5 million, just think what our department could accomplish. And well, it's like, be careful what you wish for.
And we're, ranting and raving about parks.
Pam Clendenin and Tammy Doty Davis are especially enthusiastic for Mr. Obama.
We felt like he was talking about Anderson.
Their ambitions stretch from neglected playgrounds to abandoned schools, even fixing the park headquarters.
Do you want to look inside there?
A year ago, we were just trying to get through the year to make payroll. We had a vision for more stuff, but it wasn't a realistic one.
But it remains uncertain what the department will actually get after a rigorous application process for stimulus money.
We're investing $6,000. It's still a chance that we're taking. We may not get it.
Medical and dental.
At independent organizations, it's a different story.
But once we got notification that we would be receiving stimulus dollars, the whole face of the picture changed.
The Madison County Community Health Center is already receiving nearly $200,000 in stimulus money, allowing it to hire a social worker, a part-time dentist, and a nurse practitioner.
I just called my accountant today and asked her, well, how do we access that?
Mr. Malone is pushing for even more.
We need a new building. We have a shovel-ready project that is ready to go.
Across town at the Paramount and Anderson Landmark, the theater is struggling with no federal relief in sight.
It would just really be nice to get a check from Barack that says, hang in there.
But that's unlikely, and she's looking elsewhere for help.
My dream would be to find someone who loves old theaters and to say, look, just keep it open. We like what you're doing.
As people wait, an anxious undercurrent is alive across Madison County. The impact of the stimulus and other Obama initiatives is not yet being felt on a wide scale. President Obama's strongest supporters are urging patience. Peggy Dixon volunteered extensively, and Tiffany Deserve introduced him when he visited Anderson 1 year ago.
These are the reasons I am voting for Barack Obama.
When we dropped by, she just happened to be wearing an Obama t-shirt.
They liked my story because I had been a displaced auto worker and I was volunteering for the campaign and I had 2 babies and I was in school full time.
So I'm just trusting the fact that that's really what works.
I don't think he's going to come in and make miracles happen, that's for sure.
Bailouts, so-called stimulus bills.
The perspective, of course, is different on the Republican side. Congressman Mike Pence represents this part of Indiana.
Thank you all for the honor of serving you.
At a recent town hall meeting here, the congressman and many in the audience were strongly opposed to Mr. Obama's policies, but seemed hesitant to criticize him personally.
People that know my career know I was as harsh a critic of President Bush's deficit spending and big government spending as I have been in the early days of this new administration.
I would just rather that he went with his gut.
He's letting too many of the kind of what I call crony Democrats push him around.
I do question whether the policies are going to ultimately mute his appeal in the heartland and in places like Anderson and Muncie.
Still, how the Obama presidency will ultimately be judged here remains an open question. Voters say they are patient, but eager to see if an economic light will come to Anderson. Last week, a delegation of city officials traveled to Washington, and some frustration was evident as they worked to navigate the bureaucracy.
It's a daunting task. I think that's our challenge, and it's not easy, and we still don't have that wrestled down at this point.
The trip was intended to promote a new hybrid energy van that was developed in Anderson.
I'm proud of the fact that it's an Indiana company once again leading the way.
But what is now a success story for the town could turn into a disappointment. The van was developed in Anderson, but the proposed manufacturing facilities and potentially thousands of jobs may not stay.
So we're going to go where the best economic and sustainability package are combined.
Mr. Waters, it seems, has no strong ties to Anderson.
Right now, I can't even think of the name of the county, but right by our engineering facility. Madison County.